Hey guys, Ashley here, also known as the Italy Sam, back today with another review. And today I'm going to be reviewing Cobra Kai Season 2, giving my thoughts. I honestly wanted to say this review for tomorrow, but I just finished the season and I could not rest. So I got to talk about it. And not only that, but I have to go on a couple side rants because there are just some things I want to get off my chest already about this show. I'm already starting to have some problems. So let's talk about Season 2. My thoughts about Season 2. I know the season was very fucking boring. It was a lot of filler. I feel like nothing was really going on. The best episode was the last episode. I feel like that was when something actually, happened. Season 2 just felt like a second half of Season 1. Just very filler type. Yeah, it was just so fillery. It was so fillery. Were there some good stuff in it? Maybe, John Kreese coming back and manipulating Johnny, yeah. What else? Some of the kids just seeing, John Kreese's side over Johnny's. I can really care less about some of the romances. Miguel's obsession with Sam, that shit got so fucking annoying. I was so tired of it. It's when is he going to let it go? She says she needs space. Dude, stop making videos. Stop calling. Stop begging. It's weird. It's stalkery. It was ridiculous. I got so tired of that. And I know a lot of people going to say that he is not wrong, but on some extent, Miguel entertained Tori. I don't care what anyone says. He entertained that girl. He knew damn well that he still had feelings for Sam, and he still was going to entertain this girl. Yeah, should Tori have kissed him? No, she shouldn't have. She's dumb for that. But on some extent, Miguel, you still should have said something and been like, hey, I still got feelings for Sam, so me entertaining anything with you is not a good idea. That was just dumb. I didn't expect that from him. Does he ever apologize for that? That deserves an apology. I don't care if anyone thinks it doesn't. You don't, even though she did kiss you, I expect you to step up and say that it's not okay because I still have feelings for someone else. That's not right. And, he didn't even do nothing in this season outside of being obsessed with Sam. Miguel did not do anything in this season. He's like a glorified extra. It's what is he doing in this season? They didn't do nothing with him. Robbie had more to do in this season than him. What the fuck is up with that? I'm starting to think at this point, Robbie might as well just been the main character. What the fuck? Robbie moves in with, I'm gonna talk in my head. I'm talking about some of the characters, but yeah, John Kreese come back as a villain. It's okay, whatever. He really didn't really get a chance to really do any of his manipulation until episode 6. So then right after that, he left in episode 7. So maybe we'll get to see a little bit more of him in season 3 to see what he can do. But in season 2, I didn't get a chance to see much of him, so I can't really talk about him being a good villain or not. He was just kind of there. Johnny in this season, again, Johnny continues to change his morality. I'm so tired of people talking about, oh, how you supposed to know what to do if you've never been taught the right thing? You're an adult at the end of the day. Learn right from wrong. Period. Stop blaming someone else for why you can't make good decisions. I can understand him bringing Kreese back because he honestly believed the bullshit that Kreese was feeding him. But again, Johnny is always changing his morality every 5 fucking minutes. That shit is getting hell of annoying to me. And as soon as, like I just said, he tells them no mercy, no mercy, no mercy. And then as soon as he sees that John Kreese is telling them the exact same thing that he told them, he talks about, is that how you want to live? Is that how you want to do karate? It's make up your damn mind. Do you want them to do this in a no mercy, strike hard, strike first? Make up your mind. It's getting really annoying. Outside of that, Johnny, he's funny. He's, he's still doing his thing. Him and Daniel, they on again, off again, rivalry back and forth. That shit is still entertaining. It'll forever be entertaining. Even though they didn't really have a lot of interactions in season 2, their interactions are always funny to me. I always enjoy the interactions because it's if y'all don't just kiss already, it's I'm tired of the tension, the sexual tension. It's y'all need to do something with that because it's really giving y'all need to make love at this point or something because that's what it's giving. For real. I feel the whole thing with Johnny, honestly, if I'm gonna be real, I don't care about any of the romantic relationships in this show. This show does not give me enough time to care or digest any relationships. All relationships are passionless. All relationships are romanticless. They're chemistry-less. They have nothing in them. The only two people who have any sort of a vibe is Daniel and his wife Amanda. But I feel like with that, I'd love to see something in their marriage. But even I was just like, what's the point of that if 10 episodes is not enough time to digest enough for a storyline? And that has been my biggest problem overall with this show. Like, I see it every season. There's only, besides season 6, every season has 10 episodes. It's like, am I going to have a problem with the 10 episodes? Because are they going to be able to balance shit? But so far, season 2, like, the 10 episode shit is just, it's a problem. And that's a side rant. So, I'm going to say that now, that's a side rant. But, yeah, but I want to talk about teenagers first, because the teenagers are the problem that I'm starting to have, is that these teenagers don't get no character development. And this season 2, Sam doesn't get any development. Sam literally does not have a personality. She has a personality of white bread. She doesn't have no personality. She has like no real arc, no real storyline outside of this love triangle. This love triangle was if I can even call it that. First of all, for the love triangle, all 3 people need to be involved, and Miguel wasn't there at all. But this whole love story, whatever the fuck, with her and Robbie, did not care for it. It was forced. It was a waste of time. Why? It was just stupid. I didn't care for that. Like, Robbie could have moved in with them without there being any hint of a sexual, not even sexual, a romantic relationship. Like, it wasn't necessary. I did like the fact that Daniel and, he took him in and everything. Like, that was really nice and generous, and I did like that. And everything, him doing his own Miyagi-Do, him opening up his karate, and, like, him being patient on the students who actually want to learn his karate. Like, I did all that. But, like, let's talk about the scene characters, because I keep getting off track because there are so many things that I did not like about this season. Let's talk about the characters. Like I said, Sam does nothing. Miguel got no development in the season. He doesn't progress as a character, nothing. Him and Johnny's relationship takes 10 steps back in this season. They barely interact in this season. Like, I don't even, like, what the fuck? Hawk, to me, again, Hawk should be the main character at this point. Like, honestly. I'm really starting to feel like Hawk really should be the main character. Like, at this point, for real. Hawk, to me, is everything that I kind of expected Miguel to turn into. Like, and this doesn't make any sense to me. Like, how more sense would it have been if Miguel got, like, the tattoo and he started being rebellious? Like, why are they not taking any chances with these characters? Like, I just don't get it. Like, I feel like Hawk is everything Miguel should be, but Miguel isn't. He's just obsessed with Sam. It's annoying. Hawk, I honestly loved Hawk in this season. Moon breaking up with him because he's becoming everything that he claimed that he hated. He's becoming a bully. And I also agree with my sister. I can't help but feel like it was supposed to be like I'm getting like a love relationship from him and Dimitri. Like, that's starting to feel like a love story to me. But they're not going into like a love story, but it feels like that. Like, with this, like, I feel like I understand that Hawk was Dimitri's only friend. But to me, I feel like if someone doesn't want to be my friend, I'm not going to beg for you to be my friend. If you need space, I'm going to respect you and give you space. But Dimitri literally does not respect Hawk's boundaries. And that's why Hawk is always like piping up and wanting to be his ass. And that's because Dimitri don't respect his boundaries. He can't shut the fuck up. Like, he's fucking annoying. And that too, who the fuck decided to give Dimitri motherfucking screen time in this motherfucking season? Who the fuck in our writers' room said that give some more screen time to Dimitri? Who the fuck decided that? I really want to know. Because why? Dimitri is so fucking annoying. He went in there and said he wanted to learn how to do karate. He gets punches in the nose and then he bitches about it. Talk about, that's a complaint. That's assault. I'm calling the police. It's like, this is karate. You're expected to get hit. This is about defense and offense. You need to have a defense if someone's going to hit you. Like, what the fuck? Like, he is so annoying. Not saying that gives Hawk any reason to purposely attack him, but Dimitri is so fucking annoying. Like, for real, for real. They gave him more screen time over characters like Aisha. They did nothing with her. Like, you barely saw her character, and like, she had a reason for joining Cobra Kai, and like, her mom said it made her more confident, but yeah, we don't see any of that on screen. I don't see any of her confidence being shown, like how she feels about herself or anything like that. Like, none of it. Outside of her giving that girl that wedgie in season 1, nothing about her confidence is shown. They gave Dimitri more screen time than Aisha, and I would have loved to see Aisha a little bit more. Like, she took a fucking step back. Like, that was ridiculous. We get a new character, Tori. I think Tori is cool. I need to see a little bit more from her. She can fight, and I didn't care for her Miguel storyline. I thought that was ridiculous, but I did like the shit with her and Sam. Sam was I didn't mention that. Sam is one of, just like Dimitri, Sam is so fucking annoying. The fact that she tried to blame Tori, like she tried to say you stole my mother's wallet. It's like, bitch, I done still shit from your mama. Just because I stole a bottle of vodka don't mean I stole from your mom. Like, she deserved to get her ass pushed in that table. Like I used to say, you had no right accusing her of that and then never apologizing. And then having a right to get jealous that Miguel is dating her. So like, how can you date someone like that? Girl, shut the fuck up. Like, you with Robbie now, right? You with him now, right? Shut the fuck up. Like, I honestly do like her and the Tori back and forth. I hope it doesn't drag, because I hear this show has a tendency on dragging out these feuds way too long. And if that happens, we're going to have some motherfucking problems. Like, the fact that she never apologized for it, like, she never, all this could have been avoided if Sam would have apologized for accusing her of stealing and apologized for kissing Miguel. But she don't apologize for any of it. She just act innocent and act stupid. Like, she act like Serena from Gossip Girl, like, just acting like she don't do the shit. Like, and it's irritating to me. Like, girl, just admit that you did it. Like, shut the fuck up and admit that you did it. I honestly, to me, the last episode of the season was the best episode of the season. Everything else felt like filler-esque. Everything was just so boring, and I just didn't care about it. Well, like I said, there were aspects that I did care about, you know, like John Kreese coming back, him and Johnny trying to work on their relationship, and, you know, I loved the fact that Daniel was being patient for the students, but, like, I was expecting a little bit more. Like, I was expecting more payoff, and, like, they did not do that. Instead of Robbie and Sam having this meaningless relationship, you could have been building towards Robbie and Johnny in their relationship. Like, I absolutely love the scene where Johnny and Miguel, when he said that he failed Robbie way before he was born, and he don't know how to make it right. And it's like, why they not having him do anything to make it right? Like, it's frustrating. Like, I feel like this season didn't really progress anything. Like, they didn't push any real storylines forward, to me, in my opinion. Like, they really didn't push any character development forward, nothing. Just absolutely nothing. Like, just nothing. I thought this season was just very boring, and, like, I could definitely understand what a lot of people say it's ranked down, because this is just not an instant season. Like, it's really not. Like, it just really wasn't interesting. A lot of filler, I finished this season about a week and a half, because I got my birthday coming up, so I had to do a lot of things I need to do. But I even, like, towards it, I remember going to, like, episode 4 and feeling like, so does this season start soon, or, like, what? I've seen other shows where the season 2 jumps right into it. Secret Life of the American Teenager, jump right into it. Gossip Girl jumps right into it. On some extent, One Tree Hill, even though I'm a very mixed bag on One Tree Hill on season 2, like, at least season 2 One Tree Hill had something. And, like, this season didn't really have much going on. Like, not really a lot going on, in my opinion. So, that's really just my thoughts about season 2. I thought it was just boring, and I feel like the last episode was easily, I would say episode 9 and 10 were the best episodes in this season, because it actually set up Episode 9 actually set up episode 10 very perfectly, and I love how episode 10 jumps straight into it. Like, we don't waste no time, none of that, straight into it. And another problem too, these kids are never in school. Like, season 2 opens up with them in summer vacation. I'm thinking like they were just in school. They just started school in season 1. How are they possibly already in summer vacation in season 2? How does that make sense? Like, they're gonna be done with the box of rocks. How the fuck are they talking about colleges in season 6 when they don't even go to school? Like, how does that make sense to me? Anyway, clock out, we're done. I want to talk about some of the problems that I am starting to have in the fandom. And, like, just some of the things I have just been noticing. And one of the things I want to talk about is the favoritism towards Johnny Lawrence. Now, the problem I'm having is that why bring Daniel back into this show? You're just going to focus this whole show around Johnny. Like, this whole show is supposed to be about how he wants to redeem himself after what happened in 1984 at the Valley Fest. Why even have Daniel in the show? Like, at this point, I'm starting to feel like Ralph Macchio could have just been a special guest star. He could have just popped up. You could have just had someone else run a whole motherfucking dojo, and you could have just had Johnny be there. Like, what is the point? Like, when my sister told me that they don't give Daniel anything until seasons 4, 5, and 6, that is ridiculous. He is the star of the Karate Kid movies, and you don't give his character anything. Like, why can't we get to see more of Daniel? I agree, his life is way too perfect, and I understand that's because he did karate, and like he stopped doing karate. He decided to focus more on cars and selling them because Mr. Miyagi was into cars. And they were talking about how he romanticized Mr. Miyagi way too much. And it's like, shut the fuck up, all that, shut the fuck up. Mr. Miyagi was his father, period, point, motherfucking blank. That man was good to him through thick and motherfucking thin. If someone was like that to me, I would have nothing but good things to say about them, period. I have people in my life who have been nothing but good to me. I would never ever say anything wrong about them. Not saying that they don't have any flaws, but it's like, you want to now tell us that in the show that Mr. Miyagi has flaws after he was nothing but good to Daniel? What is a season 6 storyline about him stealing and being knocking a few heads in? What does that do for me if none of that was explained in the first movie? Like, I can care less about that. Honestly, that season 6 storyline was stupid in my opinion. It was really just dumb. Like, I can understand why a lot of people say that his life is too perfect, and I wish they would do something to mix it up a little bit. Something with his marriage, like maybe if his kids was a little bit more rebellious. Like, I don't know, but to me, I honestly feel like this show is just really about Johnny, and it's like, I watched Karate Kid, and it's like, Daniel's the star. Ralph Macchio is the star, and I'm feeling like the reason why they had Ralph Macchio come back here to this show is because Ralph Macchio is an executive producer, and nobody would have watched the show if he wasn't in it. Like, I honestly, nobody would have watched it if it was just focusing on Johnny. Like, y'all know that damn well y'all wouldn't just watch it. It was about him. Like, I don't even know what that actor done after Karate Kid. Like, I'm not curious to know what his career was after it. I really don't care. But honestly, I feel like if I would have heard this is a follow-up to Karate Kid movies, it's like, it's just about Johnny. I don't care. But when I watch Karate Kid movies and I'm like, oh, so Ralph Macchio is in the series, but when you watch the series, it's all just about Johnny. Literally, every character takes a back seat to Johnny, and that is just the problem that I'm starting to have. Like, why keep Miguel on, Sam, Tori, Daniel, Chosen? Why keep all these characters on if you're just going to focus on Johnny? And like, I understand this is about him and his redemption arc and la 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 la, but it's like, why keep these characters on? It's like, you could just made this a 6-season series about him. Like, for real. Like, that's honestly when it started to feel to me after already 2 seasons. Like, it honestly just feel like I'm watching the Johnny show, and Daniel happens to be there, and it's like, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, he is the star of the Karate Kid franchise. There should be no reason and no fucking hell why Daniel is not getting equal character development as much as Johnny. It's giving favoritism. It really is giving favoritism. And another thing too, no one seems to talk about Johnny's flaws at all in the first 2 seasons. I want to mention something right now. Y'all really gonna sit here and tell me that him bringing back Cobra Kai wasn't bullshit. They were talking about, oh, Daniel had no right to go in there and try to stop it. You mean after he was feeding people bullshit about why he really wanted to open it back up? He opened that Cobra Kai back up because Daniel said that after karate, he let it stay, he let it lie. He brought Cobra Kai back up because he knew it would make Daniel say something. That was being petty and that was being bitter. Obviously, Johnny is jealous of Daniel's life. What everybody calls Daniel a hater. Don't know why. That sounds ridiculous. It sounds like it's the other way around. Johnny is jealous of Daniel's life. He wants what Daniel has. He wants the wife. He wants the kids. He wants the house. He wants the cars. He wished he was Daniel. No offense to Johnny. He wished he was Daniel. He brought Cobra Kai back because he knew it would make Daniel pissed, and he did it anyway. But yet, it was talking about how Daniel had no right to tell them to shut it down. You mean after he's telling y'all a bullshit story about why he opened it up in the first place? It was never about helping these kids. It was never about that. To me, I feel like, did him and Miguel have a good relationship in the beginning? Yes. But to me, when he opened up Cobra Kai, it was never about trying to help these kids overcome anything. It was about Daniel. It was about getting underneath his skin. I don't care what anyone says. It was about getting underneath his skin. It was about making him mad. He knew if he did this shit, he knew it would make him retaliate. Now, should Daniel have been a bigger man and just let it lie? Yes. But when someone is purposely fucking with you, some people just can't let it go. Some people are not wired like that to not do anything about it. And Johnny knew that Daniel would retaliate. That's why he raised the rent. I personally feel like everything Johnny does, he deserves a retaliation because of it. He jiggles dicks on his face in the billboard. What happened? I'm going to raise your motherfucking rent. How about that? You want to have a dojo and have no one pay for it? I'm going to raise your rent for you to stay in there. How about that? Like, I just feel like nobody talks about how he's like wrong half the time about the shit that he does. How about the whole Valley thing? About him purposely ruining their performance because Daniel posted a video on YouTube about joining Miyagi Do. It was not that deep. And they weren't even in competition with each other anyway. It's not like they're going to a tournament to fight each other. They're just talking about opening up another karate dojo. He want to help kids as much as Johnny claims he wants to help kids. So, like, why is it a big deal that I'm trying to do that? I don't understand. It's ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it was no reason for Johnny to do that. And then for him to act oblivious in episode 9 about why they got beef. Or so you going to ask stupid too about the whole Valley tournament thing. You got done about that too. Like, I can understand him not knowing that John Chris is behind them wrecking up the dojo, Nagio dojo. But him acting oblivious to what happened at the Valley tournament, it's like, stop playing with me. You know where our issues are. You know from the very beginning where our issues are. Johnny was mad in the first season about Daniel saying that he let karate lay and lie, and like him just lying to everybody about how everything happened in the first season. It's like, I'm tired of him lying about what happened in the movie. No, you were not with Allie. You bullied Daniel. You beat him up, and you lost at the end of the movie. Period, point blank, let it lie. You're the one who's bitter. You're the one who can't let the past go. You're the one who keeps telling him he can't let the past go. You can't let it go. You opened up Cobra Kai because you were mad about me letting karate lie. Like, easily. That's what it was about. It was never about helping kids. It was never about helping anybody. It was about his own bitter tendencies. His own bitter, selfish tendencies. And like, I'm so tired of people talking about Daniel's annoying, Daniel's this and that. I mean, if he has his flaws, yes. Do I feel like he could mind his business? Yes. Do I feel like I feel like he had no reason to raise the rent, but that was justified because you drew dicks on my billboard. You tried to purposely take me out of business. So it's like, I'm coming to raise your rent. How about that? Like I said, some people are wired differently. Some people are not going to be able to let things like that go. Like, you don't get to go low, and then when I go lower, you complain about it. Like, that's not how it works. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, that's not how it works. I feel like some of y'all put way too much dip on Johnny's chip. Like, y'all need to chill the fuck out. Like, some of y'all don't give his character no slack. Y'all don't give him no slack. Like, none of his flaws are, like, brought up. No one talks about half the shit that he do in season 1. have the shit that he do in season 2. No one talks about how his fucking morality changes every fucking 5 minutes. Like, no one talks about any of that. At least what I can say about Daniel is that at least his character, when it comes to his mind and his attitude, at least it's consistent. With Johnny, it's not consistent already in season 2. His morality changes every 5 minutes. He always doing shit, and then he always acts stupid, like as if he didn't do the shit. Like, and it's not just the fandom, it's the writers too. They kind of don't bring it up in these episodes, but like they could always talk about how Daniel's always like talking about Miss Miyagi and talk about Miss Miyagi though, and everything and all that. It's like they have their different ways of karate. Yes, they both think that both of their ways are better than the other, but it's like there shouldn't be no different way or who's better than the other. Should there be defense? Yes, and there also should be offense in life. If someone is trying to attack you, you should be able to defend yourself. If someone is trying to, and if you're trying to, and you should always be able to defend yourself at all costs, no matter what. I feel like it shouldn't matter who strikes first or anything like that. As long as you have defense or offense, it shouldn't matter. But they both think that their karate, one is better than the other, and I feel like it shouldn't be that. And I just wish they could sit down and have a civil conversation about everything, just all of it. Yeah, like it don't make no sense to me that like why keep a lot of these characters on if you're not gonna do anything with them. Like even and I'll say it, Daniel and Hawk are my favorite characters. Like I like Johnny, but I'm really not seeing the character development that everybody's talking about. Like I'm really not seeing it. Like his morality changes in every 5 minutes. Outside of him being funny, his character really isn't all that consistent. I'm keeping a buck. Like his character really isn't all that consistent. Like I'm gonna be real with y'all. He really isn't that consistent. His morality changes every 5 minutes. He is always doing something stupid. And he never apologizes for it. And I'm so tired of people talk about he was never taught this or that, this and that. He's always giving speeches about, oh, life is not white. It's not black and white. It's a little bit of gray. And you might have to do things you're not gonna like, but it's like every 5 minutes his morality changes. The next episode he's gonna change that morality too. Oh, you're gonna have to show no mercy. You're gonna have to strike first and strike hard. It's like, what is your morality? What is your self-righteousness? Are you gonna change it every 5 fucking minutes? Like, damn, like can they just keep it one fucking way? Oh my fucking god, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm really not seeing it. Like, I think people put way too much difference in this shit. In my personal opinion, I feel like this show nobody would watch this show if Ralph Macchio wasn't in it, and y'all know I'm right. Ralph Macchio is the Karate Kid. Like, even though I feel like in Karate Kid 2, yes, in Karate Kid 2, they focused all on Miss Minagi, and I feel like I had a big problem with that, because I feel like if this was to be about Daniel, then you need to focus on Daniel. We need to be focusing on him. I feel like how interesting would it have been in Karate Kid 2 if he had to go to defend his title against Chosen. Like, how interesting would that have been? Instead of making this about Mr. Miyagi going down there to fight some best friend over some girl. Like, I didn't like that. How much interesting would it have been if he would have had to fight Chosen for his title? Like, that would have been way more interesting. And then Karate Kid 3, they completely digress his character they digress him and Miyagi's relationship. Karate Kid 3 is stupid. Like, I definitely gotta talk about it because I absolutely cannot stand that film. I think it's dumb. But they digress everything, and like I totally get it. How the fuck is he the face of the Karate Kid movies, but yet his character doesn't get anything in like the first 2 seasons, or basically the first 3? Because I'm hearing he don't get nothing until like seasons 4, 5, and 6, which is ridiculous. It's like, what is he there for? Ralph Macchio could have been a fucking guest. He could have been a fucking guest star. If you want to make it about Johnny, they should just made a whole show about him. Period. Point. Motherfucking blank. They could have just had someone else, like maybe like a close relative, come back and like take over Miss Miyagi's classes, and just basically just have Ralph Macchio guest star. But like I said, the reason why they put him in the show is because nobody would have watched it if he wasn't in it. And y'all know I'm right. Nobody knows the actor that much who played Johnny. I don't know what any movies he was in outside of Karate Kid. Don't care to know. I know the Karate Kid movies for Ralph Macchio. For who? Ralph Macchio. For who? For Daniel Lawrence. Him. That character. And to me, I feel like him and Hawk have been the most, they have been the most intriguing because they've been the most consistent. Like, Johnny, like I said, outside of him being funny and like outside of him and his dynamics with John Kreese and Miguel, his morality changes every goddamn 5 minutes. It is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He really don't get no storylines really either. I could be wrong about that because the whole storyline is him and his redemption arc, and everything like that. Everything, his whole redemption arc and everything like that. So I guess that is, but to me, I just feel like people favor Johnny way too much, and that's just how I feel. I feel like the writers, everybody favors him. He gets the most. He gets everything. It's like nobody else gets nothing. Like, it's not even just about Daniel. It's everybody. It's Sam. It's Miguel. It's Robbie. It's everything. Everything. Everything takes a backseat because of him, and like it's ridiculous. Like, it's dumb to me. Like, why can't other characters shine for a little bit? Why can't other characters get any time to do anything? And and I feel like the problem is not only that, it's 10 episodes. The 10 episode thing just doesn't work. I feel like Netflix has a problem with this. I don't think they know how to do 23 episodes. It's like, if you can't do 23, can you do like at least 13? Like, I definitely think the show would benefit from like 13 episodes. Like, outside of season 6, it would be nice if the show could benefit like out of 13 episodes. And it would be nice if the show could do a little bit more with the time they get. Like, if you never give like at least 13, can you add like a little bit more time? Like, make the episodes like at least 50 minutes, because there's so many characters in here and half of them don't do shit. And like, all the time they waste with those boring side plots could be given to an interesting storyline. Like, are you kidding me? And like, come on. And like, all that too, like, everybody's talking about what would Daniel know about the shit that Johnny's in. You mean how the roles are reversed? Actually, Johnny grew up with a rich daddy, and Daniel wasn't made for money with him and his mom when they moved to California. He grew up poor. Are you kidding me? Johnny grew up with a rich daddy. Are you kidding me? Oh, wow, that's changed because Daniel has money now and Johnny ain't got no money. It ain't Daniel's fault that Johnny refuses to get a job and make something of himself. It ain't his fault. It ain't Daniel's problem that Johnny couldn't let go something that happened 30-some years ago and have a real life. That he had to be bitter and think about a tournament that happened a long time ago. It ain't Daniel's fault. So I'm really tired of people talking about that. It ain't Daniel's problem. It ain't his fault. Johnny is old enough to know right from wrong. He's old enough to pick himself up by his motherfucking bootstraps and mix something out of himself. But like I said, some people are wired differently. But you're not going to sit here and tell me that he didn't bring Cobra Kai back out of some bitter selfishness, because he did. He did. It was never, bringing Cobra Kai back was never about helping any of those kids. It was never about helping Miguel. It was about bringing back an old rivalry. He knew that if he did certain things and did certain things, that it would make Daniel pissed off, and he did it anyway. And like I said, could have Daniel ignored it? Yes. I definitely think him trying to raise the rent and everything, that was taken away too extreme. But Johnny deserved it because he tried to ruin his business deals. He drew a dick on his face, and he tried to and then he tried to give people a sob-ass fake story about what really happened, or why he decided to open up the fucking dojo. All of it was a lie. It was a lie. It was a lie. So I'm sick of people talk about Daniel's a hater. He's this. He's fucking that. He got to hate on Johnny. What the fuck? Johnny is jealous of him. He's jealous of his life. He's jealous that Daniel got everything that he wanted, even though he grew up rich. He had all that money and all of it, and he did nothing with his life. Period. Now the stuff with his stepdad, that's fucked up. He definitely did not deserve to get bullied on or picked on because he was different. And like Sid, like, it was the 80s, you know. I don't want to say it was the 80s, but like Sid was just, he's trash. Even like when you did see Sid, he's trash. And I might have a lot of reasons on why Johnny isn't like an emotional person, or why it's hard for him to be vulnerable, because he did grow up with a very a bully stepdad. But still, at the end of the day, it's not Daniel's fault why Johnny didn't become something of himself. Like, you have all that money in the world and you did nothing with your life. Like, even if you did have a horrible stepdad, I'm still gonna take the money that I did have growing up and become something with my life. Like, it's not Daniel's fault that you decided to not do nothing with your life. It's not his fault that you decided to become bitter. It's not anyone's fault. So stop blaming Daniel, and like, that's we're just gonna stop doing that. And I just feel like, again, what is the point of keeping these characters on if you're just gonna give Johnny everything? Like, at this point, it's like, what is the point of these characters? Like, literally, you could just have certain kids for the dojos. Like, if they were gonna bring the show back, you could just have it be Johnny's redemption arc story TV show. Bring some kids back for the dojo, bring John Kreese back, and just have someone else open up the Miyagi-Do. Because the fact that Daniel doesn't get anything, or not even an interesting side plot half the time, like, a lot of people didn't care for the car stuff. I didn't care for half of it either, I'm not even gonna lie, but I still watched it anyway. But it's like, why keep some of these characters on? Like, it's just no point in keeping these characters on. Sam does nothing. Miguel has no development. Dimitri, Aisha, none of these characters get nothing. And it's like, what's the point of them being here? It's stupid. Like, and a lot of that is because of the time, and a lot of that is because of the episodes. But like I said, if they wouldn't waste all this time on these pointless romances and these pointless side plots, it will be something for these characters to do. And that is on period. So those are my thoughts. I think season 2 was a drag. I think season 2 was boring. The episodes 9 and 10 were the best episodes in the whole goddamn show, in my opinion. If you watch season 2, I'd say skip everything else and just watch episodes 9 and 10, because nothing else happens in season 2. Nothing. Not really much. So yeah, I'm hoping season 3 could be better. If not, I'll be here ranting about it.